I'm Sam.
And I'm Greg.
We're human beings. And we like movies.
We'll be doing reviews of brand new releases,
Old classics,
entire sagas,
and even TV shows and video games.
This is Reaction Time. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
And welcome to episode 44.
You're right.
44.
We
Come
just
on.
talked about it. 44!
44. Where we're going to talk about a new movie, 44 Nights at Freddy's. Just kidding.
44. That'd be a long movie, bro. I don't think I could do that.
We're going to be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yep, based off of a series of video games.
And books.
Right off the bat, will you tell me, is this movie based off of several of the video games?
Yes.
Okay, good. Because I was going to say, this is one.
It's technically
not just one.
Based off of the first three.
Okay.
If I'm remembering, the one thing at the very end happens in the end of one of the games, and I think that's 3.
Okay.
I don't think that's 4.
Okay.
So you've never seen, heard of, or anything.
No, up until I started the movie, I still thought it was an animated movie. Because the only thing I had seen about this movie was the poster.
And they all look
animated.
animated.
And the poster looks like a cartoon. So I was like, okay, this is a scary cartoon.
Yeah.
It's not. It's completely live action.
Mm-hmm. There's 11 games, and I think 18 books.
That's way too many.
And well, they're all pretty relatively short.
Yeah, still.
In a way. So I know pretty much most things to know about this series.
Yeah, you're a FNAF expert.
Not an expert, I would say, but
medium.
In between.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're
I know more than your average
expert.
person, but I'm not like...
You're like an 8 out of 10 expert?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
Maybe an 8.5.
Okay. Speaking of which...
Speaking of my scores...
what's your score for this movie? I'm so curious about this.
See,
because you know so much about this.
I'm so curious about yours.
And so I think your score is
it.
going to be higher because you're going in with... Well, it's either going to be higher or lower because you're going in with all of these preconceived ideas about Five Nights at Freddy's. And I'm going in completely fresh, so I'm just judging this as a movie, whereas you're judging it as an adaptation, probably.
Yeah.
So...
Okay, I'm going to give it 2 scores.
Okay, that's fair. I gave Ahsoka 4 scores, so I will give you 2 on this movie.
I won't get into spoilers, but I think it's relatively halfway through the movie. I would give this like 8.5.
Okay.
The whole movie as a whole, 5.8.
Wow, Craig. Do you want to know something crazy?
Yeah.
This is not a joke. By the way, everybody, we're going spoiler-free for the first section. We will tell you when we get into spoilers.
Yes.
I was going to say about half, 2/3 of the movie, 8.5.
Yeah.
The movie as a whole, 5.9.
No way.
Yeah, I was 100. I had already decided that. So, yeah, basically, to put it shortly,
yeah,
the first 2 acts of this movie are pretty good.
Yeah.
And the last act of this movie is pretty awful.
Yeah.
So that
I would almost
I would say the ending of this movie is bad.
Yes.
That is my best word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A certain point happens and it just kept getting dumber and dumber.
I actually disagree.
Okay.
It does not keep getting dumber and dumber. It literally just flips.
Yes.
Because I know what you're saying, and maybe you don't mean that literally, because you're saying it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. I think literally it's like pretty good, and then it goes, and it just drops, and then it's bad.
Yeah,
like it's not that
good.
It like starts to teeter off. Like it just, a camera angle changes, and the whole movie changes, and it's like a completely different movie.
Yes.
It's very strange.
Yes, 100%. And that other part of the movie is not great.
Yeah.
Even loving the games, no.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe when we're into spoilers, I'll be able to hash out, because I can almost not. Right now, I'm thinking I'm not going to be able to put it into words.
Uh-huh.
So maybe I will be able to when I can just say everything. But yeah, last act was
not good.
Not good.
No.
Not good. I will say the acting from some people, so like Josh Hutcherson's acting was very good.
Yeah.
The chick, the older, the 20-something, 30-something chick, nah,
It was fine.
fine.
Yeah.
But not great.
Yeah.
And the kid,
The kid did all right.
above fine?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
medium high.
Better than Lights Out Kid.
Yeah. And that was pretty much everybody in the movie. I mean, there were some side characters who were not good.
Yeah.
So they weren't in it a ton, but so yeah, yikes.
What'd you think of the score?
Pretty good.
Yeah. It's fine.
There were some things that I really, really liked.
Okay.
And then that was kind of it was similar to a lot of movies though in that aspect. So like a lot of movies are like this where it's like there's 1, 2, 3 songs where you're like, oh, like this is kind of a vibe, and then other than that you kind of forget about it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how this
I guess I
movie
didn't
was.
have any of those.
You didn't have any
Nothing
any
like
songs?
stuck with me.
The only song that really stuck with me was the opening credit song. And I was like,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
like this is
Yeah,
kind of a
yeah.
cool, like
Yeah.
Halloween-y,
Yeah.
spooky video game type of vibe.
Yeah,
Like
I'll give
kind
you
of
that.
kind of cool, but nothing I'm gonna go like look up and listen to.
No. But then the end credit song was terrible.
I don't even remember that.
Oh, it was
at all.
bad.
Not even a bit.
It
so,
was called Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
I don't know if they made it for the movie, if it was made before, but no, it wasn't great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I have down here. First and second acts were like an 8.5, and third act was like a 4.
Yeah, it's
4
pretty bad.
seems high, but
Yeah,
there it
maybe a
is.
3.
Yeah.
Do you recommend this movie
No.
even on Peacock?
No.
Okay.
Here's my thing. I can't think of a reason to recommend this movie,
Yeah.
and I can think of some reasons not to. That's the thing. Like, even if a movie is bad, if I think it's kind of hilarious, I can recommend that, right? Or if the movie's bad, but I'm like, dude, but wait for this scene where the action will blow your mind, right? Then I can recommend that movie. This doesn't have any of that.
No.
There's just none of that. I can
This
almost,
just-
like, I would say I would recommend Kiss Kiss Bang Bang more than I would recommend this movie. Because some of the one-liners in Kiss Kiss Bang Bang are worth almost watching the whole movie,
Right,
even though
right.
the movie is not good.
No.
This is just,
Meh.
eh.
Altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're into the games and the lore, I still don't even know if I would recommend it.
That's the thing. So would you say that fans of the games and books and everything would be pleased with this movie or not? I mean, you're a fan.
So there are some things that are different. And I'm going to tell you the whole story.
Okay.
Not going to be super long. I'll try to condense it, even though it's very complex. But there are some things that are different that I was fine with.
Mm-hmm.
There are some changes that they made that I were like, oh, that sucks. I really like the story from the games. There's some fun. There's some fun Easter eggs. There's some fun, like, just seeing them on the big screen in
Okay,
a way,
yeah.
you know, where before it's just kind of been video games. But as the video games have gotten bigger and bigger, you've already started to get kind of that. This isn't like seeing Mario on the big screen,
Right.
where it's like, holy
You've
crap,
been waiting
this
forever
looks
and there's
so
nothing
good.
else. And yeah.
And it's just nostalgia, fun, dopamine hit the entire time. This was like,
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, that's cool at like a few things. And I guess for me, the last half got to be laughable bad, but not in a way that I would
100%.
want to watch it again.
Yep.
But I think I laughed more just because I've played all the games. So some of the weird stuff that happened, I was anticipating
Okay.
that maybe didn't make as much sense or would just seemed really weird all of a sudden.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, yeah, it really does just kind of flip.
Yeah, it's like intriguing and
Yeah.
you kind of want to know what's about to happen.
And it's kind of creepy.
It's kind of creepy and it's good, and then it's all of a sudden it's just like
Oh.
it literally goes from this cool like almost like this wasn't a horror movie. I watched this by
No.
myself in the dark and not once was I scared.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
But it's still creepy and
Yeah.
and kind of like makes you think, and there's a story where you're like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? And then a switch flips and it's just a Care Bear movie, and you're like, Why? What happened?
I don't know.
It's strange. It's almost like
very
it's
weird.
almost like 2/3 into the movie, the director died.
Yeah.
And the only person who could take over was his 9-year-old daughter. And she's like, I'm running the show here, and I say Care Bears. And that was kind of it.
Yeah.
And then the movie ends. And I was like, what?
Because there was one part. So me and my wife watched it. She doesn't really know anything about Five Nights at Freddy's. And, you know, there are parts at in the first half we were kind of laughing a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're terrifying in a way, but then also some of the stuff is just funny because it's just weird, right?
Yeah.
I'm used to it because that's been my life for the last 8 years is this game, you know, and listening to all this stuff. Not my life, but just part of it. But there was one scene, and I'll talk about it in spoilers, where I looked at my wife and I'm like, this is so dumb in a way, but at the same time, I'm slightly terrified.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, yeah, it's really dumb, but my eyebrows are sweating right now.
Which is how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Right? Because it doesn't, face value, it doesn't really look scary.
No.
But that's creepy.
Yes. Yeah. And there was one scene that I actually kind of got my heart racing a little bit where I was like, oh, this is kind of creepy.
Yeah.
And then it just, as soon as that scene was over, it was just like, okay, well, here's a new movie that you didn't want.
Yep. It's,
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Yeah.
It's super bizarro. Okay. So, I guess for me, that's it.
Yeah.
That's what I can talk about.
Yeah.
As far as no spoilers. So for those of you who are listening who don't know, this movie is on Peacock.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have Peacock, even if you have Peacock with ads, you get the ads at the very, very beginning, and then there's no ads through it. So it's free. I would personally not go to the theater and spend money on this.
No.
At all.
No. The only reason why I would say is if you are a fan of the series and you want it to maybe see more in hopes that it gets better, support it. But it's already been hugely supported. So
successful.
I wouldn't go see it in theaters.
Yeah.
People already did.
Yeah. Way too many people.
Yeah.
I don't even get it at all.
That's just the fan base.
I guess so.
It's huge.
How is the fan base this big and I've never heard of it before?
Because you don't.
I've
play
heard of a
video
lot
games.
of things. That's true. I had not really heard of The Last of Us until the show came out. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Matt Pat, Markiplier, and Corey are the three big people that made this game where it is. And so as they've grown, which they grew from this game, all three of them, they were doing okay before, and then this game came out and it just exploded all of their channels.
Yeah.
Anybody that's subscribed to Matt Pat or Markiplier or Corey know about this game. And so you have this really huge fan base. But it's so weird. I mean, there's costumes, there's so much merch. I'm so surprised you've never even heard of it at all.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like my wife doesn't really know about it, but she's seen them before because walking in a Hot Topic or something, and it's got.
That's weird. I'm also so not observant to just as a person, so that could really play a part in not knowing.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
All right.
Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Subscribe.
Please subscribe to our podcast. Spotify and Apple both let you hit the follow button, so go ahead and hit that. Go ahead and subscribe to us on Patreon. We are making exclusive podcasts for Patreon. And potentially, just Patreon. Maybe Spotify for podcasters. Maybe if you subscribe. We'll keep you updated on that.
Yeah.
We don't know yet. We'll put a link in there.
I was going to talk to you about this. If you're subscribed, you can get the episode early.
Oh, yeah.
Just when we're done with it.
Yeah.
So it could be a day early. It could be a couple days early.
It could be a week early.
It could be a week early, just depending on when.
Yeah.
So that is now. We'll start we can start doing that now.
Yeah.
And then we'll continue to work on getting exclusive stuff.
Great.
So
It's going to be lit.
it's going to be super lit.
So let's jump into spoilers.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're wanting
Happy
to...
and you know it. Clap your hands.
If you're wanting to go see this movie and you don't want to get it spoiled for you, then that's weird, because if you want to go see this movie, you probably know the story already.
Yeah.
So that's on you, weirdo. Okay, let's do this. Spoiler time.
Spoiler time.
So let me ask you this first.
Okay.
Would you like to tell me the story of the whatever you were going to tell me, or first, or
Or
last?
do you want me to do that in story?
That's up to you.
Okay. So, the story of FNAF,
Get into it.
as much as I can remember all of it, because there's so much. So, William Afton, who you see at the very end in the golden bunny.
Bad guy.
Bad guy.
Cool.
Shaggy.
Shaggy.
It's
the Shaggy actor?
Yeah.
Oh, see, you just said Shaggy, and I was like, what? And that
No,
was
it's
it.
Shaggy, because he was the one that was helping him find the job. It's Shaggy.
He was the one that was helping him find the job.
You didn't catch that?
No, not even a tiny bit. I was thinking, after the guy helps him find the job and he starts and stuff, I was thinking, how does this guy know about this
Yeah.
job?
Yeah, he was the one at the very end.
It's him. It's Shaggy.
It's Shaggy. Yeah, he's the bad guy.
Hilarious.
He was probably my favorite.
That is so funny.
That's so funny.
It's like Zoinks, dude. That is crazy. Okay, cool.
Oh.
Okay, moving on.
Okay, moving on. So, bad guy, William Afton.
Okay.
He had grown up. Some of this is speculation, but he had grown up watching this show called like Freddy Fazbear's Show or something like that. And they were like these it was just like this animated show. And so he wanted to create basically like a Chuck E. Cheese when he grew up.
Okay.
He wanted to create these animatronics. So he created Freddy, which is the main one, the big bear. And then he created Golden Bonnie, which is the suit that he's in at the very end.
Okay.
The one that
Yeah.
that spring locks him.
Poked him.
Yeah, poked him. Not quite a skewering. I was like,
Not quite.
We almost got it.
More.
Yeah, we do need more. So he creates this place called Fazbear's Pizza, and it does really well. And then this guy called Henry, I can't remember the last name. He comes and he basically rips off of William Afton and creates his own thing called like Chica's Pizza Party or something like that. And it takes off, and he has like these really awesomely built animatronics, because William Afton was mainly just like this. He'd sewn his own like suits and stuff for people to be in. So he gets super jealous of him and basically makes him go, William Afton goes bankrupt from Henry because his thing takes off so well.
Okay.
So Henry then buys Freddy and all of William Afton's stuff. So then they kind of form together to create the whole cast of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, which is Freddy the bear, Blue Bonnie, not Golden Bonnie anymore, Chica, and then Foxy,
Okay.
which is a pirate kind of looking one with the no suit on the bottom.
Yeah.
So William Afton had a son. His name was Mike. So this is kind of where it differs from the games, because Mike is who Josh Hutcherson is, but it's not his kid at all. I mean, I guess it could be, but it's not. So he had a son named Mike, and what had happened is William Afton had started getting so involved in building new animatronics and all this other kind of stuff that he wasn't home a lot. So he built like this huge security system around the whole building and like his house so he could kind of keep track of like his kids and stuff. And Mike hated his brother, his little brother. And so as a prank, the little brother always was scared of the animatronics. And so as a prank, him and his buddies like were carrying his little brother over to this animatronic, and they got it really close to Freddy, and the spring lock in it engaged by accident and chomps the kid's head. Kind of like Max gets chomped in half.
Mm-hmm.
But chomps his head. He goes to the hospital. He eventually dies. So
Dang.
Mike is like distraught, right? He meant it as a prank. He didn't mean to kill his brother and stuff. Well, William Afton starts drinking and basically blaming Henry because Henry was the one that had built those animatronics. And he'd also taken away his business, all that other kind of stuff. So he gets super, super drunk, and he's going home one night, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna get back at Henry. And so he goes, I don't remember, I think it's just the Freddy Fazbear's place, and Henry's daughter's there. And he's like, this is my chance. And he kills Henry's daughter.
Solid.
Yeah.
Good guy.
So, he becomes a serial killer. So he kills his daughter, and after that, he's basically like, oh, I want to keep doing this, And so he basically leads these kids into Freddy Fazbear's place, kills them, and then stuffs them into the animatronics because he has to hide the bodies. So the animatronics then start becoming alive because the kids' souls are controlling them, which is those 5 kids you see whenever Mike has his dreams.
Luke Skywalker.
Yes, Luke Skywalker. So he, that's kind of a good amount of what we've seen so far.
Okay.
And then basically the whole thing gets shut down because 2 kids have died. This is before the other 5 are missing. 2 kids have died, so they shut it all down because they're like, nobody wants to go around the animatronics anymore because they're super dangerous. And so it gets a little bit more complex, weird stuff. But basically, William Afton starts to discover the animatronics are moving around. And so he wants to basically bring his son back, the one that died.
Okay.
And so he's seeing that these animatronics are coming to life with these kids. So he's hoping he can do the same thing for his son. So he starts luring in more kids to kill them, and then basically taking this is where it gets like super weird, but like taking the metal from the animatronics and burning it down because that's where like their souls and stuff are like encompassed into it, and then using that to try and create pretty much his son in a way.
Okay.
But what ends up happening is he goes back to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza because he's going to take on his Golden Bonnie suit again, because he's going to start luring in more kids. But what happens is when he goes there, he sees all of the children are surrounding him, all the 10 children, and it was 5. And so he gets into the Golden Bonnie suit because he's trying to run away from them. And then the spring locks engage, which is what happens at the end of this one. And then what happens after that is basically he survives for like 30 years, just bleeding out. But the metal, again, the stuff that's flowing in the metal is basically creating immortality for certain people, like the kids and stuff. And so it gets super weird. There's so much more to it. But that's kind of, as a whole, the first part. And then what happens is in the actual games, what you discover is you are Mike, the brother, because Mike finds out what his dad's doing because his dad goes missing because he's stuck in the spring trap. And so he goes and finds this huge underground bunker that his dad had made where he was doing a lot of his stuff. And he goes to all the Freddy Fazbear places, and he works as a security guard to burn them all down to try and release the kids.
Gotcha.
But in going down into the bunker, he gets attacked by a different animatronic, but since it attacks him, it puts that stuff in him, so he survives, but he just like decays over time. And so you get fired in all these games for like odor and stuff, and it never made sense. And it was because you're still alive, but you're also like pretty much dead. So he like turns kind of like purple and everything and is like super decaying and stuff. But dude, it's super crazy.
What in the heck?
Yeah. So that's kind of the story.
Okay.
So there's Vanessa is actually William Afton's daughter that dies that he tries to recreate. She becomes
In the game.
In the game.
In the movie, is she actually alive?
Yes, and in the game, she's actually alive. He's brainwashed her and trying to put Elizabeth's mind into her to create a new daughter.
Okay.
So I don't know how much of that is in the actual like movie, or if it's just that's his daughter and that was it.
Yeah.
But like Mike is supposed to be his son, but that was different. So
interesting.
Anyways.
So it didn't really follow it like a ton.
Not a ton. You got the 5 kids
Yeah.
that get captured, but you don't really know much about it. And then Mike is a security guard.
I captured Luke Skywalker. Can you believe it? How'd he do it? Hashtag Star Wars.
You got to plug it in there.
Yeah, I have to.
Every episode.
So, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds more fun. Okay,
It
so
does.
is the game are the games good?
The games are cool.
And are they scary?
They are jump scares.
And are they dumb?
Yes.
Because you told me you told me that the games were completely jump scares.
They're just
It was all
jump scares.
So
Yeah.
that's what I was expecting
There's
when I
a
watched this
lot of
movie.
hidden lore.
And there were 0 jump scares.
Yeah. There's a lot of hidden lore in the games.
Okay.
But they're just jump scare type stuff.
That's funny. Yeah, there was no jump scares here.
No.
I was never scared during this movie.
No.
Okay, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about visuals, bro.
So I will say the animatronics look super good.
They're all animatronics.
All animatronics.
I looked it up. There's no CGI.
No.
So that's all real.
Okay. I think the one at the
I
end,
would-
he's obviously wearing a suit.
Yeah, well, I think that there's people in all of them.
Is there? That's what I was curious.
Well, I don't know because there are actors listed for each one of the
okay.
animatronics,
Yeah.
which makes me think that it's all
Some are big enough, but others some seem
Some of
like,
them, like-
small
yeah.
that you couldn't really fit somebody in there.
Well, I
But-
wonder if it's like the animatronics aren't CGI, but maybe they are painting out like just some limbs or something in that suit. I don't know, but
Yeah.
but they also might just be animatronics. I have no idea. So, Five Nights at Freddy's. Bringing.
The only one I would say that didn't look the greatest was the cupcake.
Yeah, that one was probably mostly when it moved.
Yeah, it was definitely CGI.
I don't know.
It didn't look great.
I have no idea. I'm gonna find out real quick. If this Google doesn't do it, then we'll move on. Is the FNAF cupcake an animatronic? I don't know.
I mean, I think obviously when like Chica's holding it,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably some kind of
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have
prop
no
or
idea.
something. But anytime it moved, it didn't look correct.
Yeah.
Especially when it was like just whizzing like really fast.
That almost makes me think that it wasn't a CGI.
Yeah.
Really, honestly, it makes me think that all of it was practical and they just did wire work.
Could have been. It just looked a little weird.
Yeah. I don't know.
None of the electricity looked great.
I didn't. What?
None of the electricity looked great.
No. I only have one note for
Okay.
visuals, which is shocking.
Wow.
It just when Max gets sliced in half.
Yep.
That was great.
That was great.
It filled my need for a skewering.
Yes.
Because I just need
And
a
a loss of
skewering
limb.
or like a decapitation, loss of limb. So
Yeah.
I mean, it was great.
Yeah.
Um.
So my visual notes,
Yeah. Go ahead.
the opening credits, all of that was the game graphics,
Okay.
that kind of stuff. So that was cool.
Okay.
Him waking up at 6:00 is actually a big thing in the games. You
Okay.
survive the night shift which is from 10 until 6 o'clock.
Okay.
And then when you beat it, it has a little fanfare at 6, so that was kind of cool. The beginning, the security guard getting the Freddy suit, coming down on him with all the saws and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That was cool. That was supposed to be Markiplier,
Oh, okay.
but he had a scheduling conflict, so he wasn't able to do it.
It's weird when people have scheduling conflicts and it's like, what could you be doing that's more important? It's like
So
people who are
he-
like, yeah, he couldn't play Batman because of a scheduling conflict. And it's like, cancel whatever you had
But
going on.
it's also kind of like a cameo, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know how you have scheduling conflicts if it's a cameo. He is making a movie, so
People need to be more flexible.
yeah, I don't know. The security camera layout when Mike first gets there and you got all the screens and you got the fan and everything, that's a perfect spot on of the games, which is really cool.
That's cool.
Balloon Boy was fun to see. The one that just a little like doll thing that just had the balloons that kept popping up in random places. Like you open the locker.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He's just a random thing in the games that just scares you. And yep, Max getting chopped. And then my last one is the spring lock, a skew ring, but not quite.
No, not quite.
It's close though.
So what are you going to give it?
So there was some stuff that looked dumb.
Mm-hmm.
When Foxy ran and kind of chomped, it looked a little dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of off-screen stuff, which was slightly dumb.
Oh, yeah.
Like there was so much happening off-screen that you would hear, and you're like,
You think that's because they're trying to keep it PG-13?
yeah.
But, like, it's PG-13, not PG.
Yeah,
feel
but
like- I
probably
don't know.
somebody getting chopped in half is probably their quota for PG-13. Like the one guy that gets like
Jurassic
shoved.
Park.
Yeah, the one guy gets like shoved in the closet, and you just hear all that, and all you see is the hand slowly drag down
Titanic
with the
style,
blood.
but completely less sexy. Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 181.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I think this was shot well.
Oh, okay. 185.
Okay.
The actual Freddy Fazbear, they built that entire set.
That's cool.
So
That is cool. I like that.
yeah.
I just didn't vibe with. I didn't vibe with the animatronics.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe part of that is just because I have no preconceived anything with this. So it's like I'm just like,
You were just kind of like, this is weird.
this is dumb, but I get it, you know.
Yeah.
But it did look pretty good.
Yeah.
Like otherwise.
Other movements and stuff are good.
I'll give it a 178.
Perfect.
Okay. Story.
Yes.
So I got a lot of notes.
Okay.
They're all really quick. First of all, the first note I wrote is that this movie is stupid because that stupid security guard went through the air vent and then he set his flashlight down. He's like, I don't need that anymore. And he took off running into the dark. And I'm like, no, I'm not giving any movies a pass for that ever again.
No.
It's so stupid.
Yeah. It's like it would have mattered if he had the flashlight. It's like he would have all of a sudden escaped because he had the flashlight.
But why did he leave it?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he should have just kept it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it wouldn't have done anything different.
And then I wrote, it's funny because I write some notes as I'm learning about the plot. So it's like one of my notes says, why did he tackle the guy into the fountain and beat him to death? Ha 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 ha. Because I thought it was so over the top. I thought it was
so
stupid.
over the top.
And then you learn that he thought the kid, I mean, I kind of figured he thought the kid was getting kidnapped, but I'm still like, why don't you just walk up and be like, hey, excuse me, sir, is this your child?
Yo, this is my
But instead,
brother.
Beat the hell out of him. And then,
Good tackle, by the way.
yeah, so I figured that out later. It was a good form tackle, really.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Okay, so another thing I'm not giving a pass to anymore, and I mentioned it in Lights Out. Okay, so what are these animatronic guys' powers? Because most of it made sense, but then one of them teleports, and
One of them teleports.
the lights are flickering, and he's like 20 yards away, and then he's right in the face.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
it's like
it was totally lights out too.
it's like 100%.
Like, they
The light literally flickers, and he's there, and I'm like, teleportation. Explain that one.
I mean, he runs, but you hear him whenever he runs because it's Foxy, right?
Yeah.
He walks slowly, but then like when he runs, but why would the flicker teleport him and you wouldn't hear anything?
So fast. He doesn't run that fast.
No.
It was crazy.
This isn't Lights Out Lady who
So
can teleport.
no teleporting. I'm done letting people just teleport. So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Vanessa.
Yes.
Was she a real police officer or was that an act?
The only reason why she brings him to the police little hospital spot.
That's true. Okay, so if she's a real police officer, let me tell you 2 issues I got with that. One, she shows up at his house and they leave the 9-year-old alone in the house and they go for a walk.
Yep.
And I'm like, that's not good. And then she also chucks his pills into a river. Excuse me?
Rather than taking them.
Give me your badge and your gun. You're suspended. She's like, yeah.
She also says she's going to jokingly shoot him. It's like.
She is. I mean, I don't know if I guess they're in a small town, right?
Yeah.
Hot cop in a small town. I guess she can probably do whatever she wants.
I wouldn't really say hot cop.
She's pretty hot.
Oh, really?
I don't know. The actress is hot.
I don't think she was.
Have you seen her in You?
Oh, no. I haven't seen You.
Oh,
no, I have. I've seen like a couple episodes of You.
dude,
That's it.
You is good.
I know.
You don't like it, though. Or you just didn't get into it.
Yeah, I didn't get into it.
So, anyway. Yeah, I mean, the reveal that the kid was drawing the animatronics a lot was kind of freaky. I like that. It was like a cool reveal. She's like looking like, oh my gosh.
But
she's drawing all of them before she even see it.
Yeah, how did she know?
The dreams, man. These kids were getting into people's dreams.
But they only started getting into his dreams when he went there.
I don't know.
So how did she know way before? Because it's not.
That brings me to my next point. Luke Skywalker. Just kidding.
Because when he goes, I don't know if you caught this.
I didn't. I can guarantee you I didn't.
When he goes to see Shaggy, I don't know his name. I'm just going to call him Shaggy.
His name's Shaggy.
His name's Shaggy. And he starts reading his name. And he says, Mike, and he goes, and then he just stops. Because he was the one that kidnapped his kid, his brother. Where was I going with that? I had something with it.
Mike Schmidt.
Yeah, it's Schmidt.
Gasp.
Gasp. Oh. He only realizes at that moment when he's reading the name who he is. So how would the daughter have ever known about any of them?
Yeah. Also, Schmidt is just like a pretty common name.
Yeah.
Schmitty.
New girl.
We built this, Schmitty. Yeah, and then police officer is giving weird vibes, and then turns out that's why, because she's the bad guy's daughter.
Yeah.
Which was a terrible reveal.
Oh.
Horrible.
Which I already knew.
And then basically, I didn't write this down, but the movie sucked at the end.
Yeah, it was so dumb.
So put that as my last note. Click.
Okay. The scene when he brings Abs to the Fazbear, Freddy Fazbear's, and he makes a little fort for her. And the one thing I liked about it, I liked the dream aspect of it, like him going to try and find out stuff. When he goes to sleep, and then she hears like, Abby, come play with us, or something like that.
Yeah.
And then she wakes up and she goes over to the animatronics, and in his dream, you start hearing a girl scream.
Yeah.
At that point, I was like, oh my gosh, it's the girl, right? And knowing the game and stuff, I was like, oh, these are kids and these animatronics. They're probably not going to hurt her. Why is she screaming? It was kind of the horror cliche where she's screaming, but it's like she's being tickled.
Yeah.
Even though she's screaming bloody murder rather than just like a, oh, ha, 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 stop doing that. When he goes there and they're all surrounding her, right? And they're like, oh, they were tickling me. And then they all just look at him and just stare. And they're all standing there. And their eyes kind of get a little red, right? And then that scene, I was like, dang, it's a little freaky. Like, okay, this they're going to do something cool with this.
And they didn't.
And as soon as that scene ended,
that's when the movie
the movie just got so dumb.
Where it was.
That's where it was. Because then they go home and he sees the pictures and he's like, hey, can you talk to them?
Yeah.
And then she goes there and she's like, we should build a fort. And it's just the animatronics lifting tables and chairs. And I'm like, what the What is this?
It just switches so fast.
And they're just sitting there laying down with her, and I'm like, you just took away all the freakiness so
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have story notes?
The old security tape that he has to watch was great.
That was great.
So horrible.
I liked that, yeah.
Oh, my one story thing that I thought was so dumb. So the Uber driver is Corey, the YouTuber guy.
Okay.
What taxi driver in the middle of the night drives a little girl and a massive animatronic that just sits in there wherever they need to go?
Yep. And who paid?
Who paid? And what taxi driver just drives a little girl?
A weird one.
I mean, did he think there was an adult in the animatronic? Maybe. I was just like, because she's like, how are you going to get there? And it's
He
like,
must have, right? That animatronic's huge. I don't know.
yeah,
That's
really
weird.
dumb. Cool little Easter egg. I don't know if you saw this, but there was one scene on the window where it had "It's me" written out.
Mm-hmm.
That's his brother talking to Mike.
Whoa, what?
That's from like the games, like him writing
cool.
it, like because he gets these little like where he's kind of in control, but then the animatronics are kind of in control. So
I have a question.
yes,
Maybe I should know this, but the movie kind of lost me. Was his brother in one of the suits?
yes.
Which one?
Technically in the
Not the scary one with no legs.
no, I guess he wasn't.
Oh, sad. He wasn't the cupcake.
No.
Sad. Maybe he was like a pinball machine
He could have been.
or like a pizza.
He's a little balloon guy.
He's the balloon guy.
He's the
He
arcade.
keeps popping up. He's like, I want to say hi.
No, but the Shaggy did kidnap him
Dang, what a jerk.
and kill him.
Bummer.
Yeah. So that's where it's a little different, so I'm not quite
Yeah.
sure.
Okay. Anything else?
Yeah. Did you watch after the credits?
No.
You never do.
I turned that movie off immediately. Not never. If I think it's worth waiting, then I will.
So there's a mid-credit scene.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, with the taxi driver again.
Okay.
And he's asleep, and it's like a little jump scare of the balloon guy is in there. But then at the very, very end, there's a distorted playing of this person speaking letters, and they spell out, "Come find me." I don't know what that's about,
The
but
sequel, that's what
that's
about.
what that's about, 100%.
Okay.
And then I'll get one more thing, but that's acting.
All right, so what's your score? What's your story score? Your scorey?
Not great. Do I drop it below 100? For the ending, yes.
Yeah.
The beginning was good, though. I'm going to give it 100.
Okay.
Yeah. Because for me, it was half and half.
Yeah.
Half was good, half was bad.
Here's my issue with that, because I feel the same, but the ending ruins the beginning.
Uh-huh.
But the beginning does not help the ending.
No.
So
But is that vibe or is that story?
that story. I'm going 89,
Okay.
baby.
Okay.
Low. Okay, let's get into acting. My two notes are Luke Skywalker and Peeta.
Peeta. Dude, he's grown up, but he still has the same baby face.
Same exact face. It's all the same.
He needs some more facial hair
Can
or
we talk
something.
about also how Luke Skywalker does not look like Luke Skywalker? Why'd they cast him? You don't know why I've been talking about Luke Skywalker this whole time, have you? He's the main kid. The kid he talks to when he goes into the dream, that's baby Luke Skywalker from the Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
Oh.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like Luke Skywalker, so why'd they cast him?
It's actually, it's baby
de-age-
Luke Skywalker from Obi-Wan.
Yeah, just de-age Mark Hamill like 60 years. Like, can you imagine? They shrink him down.
FNAF MCU canon.
MCU canon? Luke Skywalker in FNAF canon MCU confusion?
Animatronics just have lightsabers.
That would have made the movie
That would have
better.
made the movie way better. They just lift their hand up and use the Force.
Yeah. That kid's a fine actor, but he's not great.
Yeah, he was all right.
Josh Hutcherson, I put that he was good and he was convincing, which is the same thing.
Yeah.
But I said it twice. So, not bad. The Max and her friends,
Mm-hmm. So lame.
so lame.
Yeah.
I mean, some of that was the writing, but also they were like, am I watching like a movie about kids from the 50s who were like, hey, we're going to go rough up the place, huh? We're going to sneak in through this cracked open door
Back
and
to the
maximum
future.
damage, maximum profit, huh? Like, ugh, why? They were bad. The aunt was not that good.
No.
She was too like, oh, I'm now evil and I'm going to steal the kids and I don't know and I'm British. And
You know
her-
who was the best?
The lawyer.
The lawyer. Mm-hmm. He was great.
Loved him.
Just the...
Yeah. He's like, I don't think I'm supposed to be here. So,
Number one, him.
yeah.
Shaggy, Josh
Shaggy,
Hutcherson.
Josh Hutcherson,
Everybody else.
cupcake.
Yeah.
So, yeah, what about you?
Okay, so that's basically my 2 out of my 3 notes. My other one is, do you remember?
The
Probably not
21st night of September. You know I had to do that.
Oh, of course. When they're in the restaurant, the aunt, the lawyer, Max, and then her cousin.
Bad Guy Jones.
Her cousin? I don't know
Maybe,
who,
I don't
a
know.
brother or something. There's a waiter that comes up, and he's like, what are you going to order?
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, oh, we don't want anything. And he's like, oh, you know that lunch is like the most important meal of the
Yeah.
day. And they're like, oh, I've heard that that's breakfast. And he's like, a lot of people say that, but that's just a theory.
And then she says, are you getting paid by the word?
That's Matt Pat
Oh, okay.
from Game Theory, because he
Gotcha.
always ends his stuff with, but hey, that's just a theory, a game theory. So
That's funny. I actually love
yeah,
that.
yeah. So
Okay.
200 for Matt Pat
Okay.
and the lawyer.
Okay.
190 for Shaggy, 185 for Josh Hutcherson, and 5 for everybody else. So add those together, divide it by pi, square root of that. I'm going to give it a 172.
Ladies and gentlemen, the worst math that has ever been done. 160.
Okay. I'm feeling like
No,
172
no,
is
no,
high.
no, no, that's generous.
I'm feeling like 172 is way too high.
152. 160. What am I thinking? That's too high. Okay, score. I put opening credit song is fine. And that's my score note.
I put fine. And that's my only score.
Okay, I'm going to give it a 123.
I'm going to give it a 102.
Nice. All right, Craig, let's talk about the vibe.
Oh.
I have a note for the vibe.
Oh, yes. After halfway got bad is my vibe note.
Yes. My vibe note says lots of points off for opening credits. Any movie from now on that has opening credits where there's not actually movie playing is getting massive amounts of points off because the credits are for the end. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
What about Mission Impossible?
There's always an exception to the rule.
Okay.
And it got really
music's
bad.
so good.
Here's the thing. I was engaged in the
Yeah.
first half to 2/3.
I was
of the
vibing.
movie. And then they lost
They
me so
destroyed it.
fast.
I don't know what happened. It's the same director, but did the writer get fired, or
Yeah.
were they like, oh, no, this is too good. Let's not.
Hey, what does Google say?
About.
Why is FNAF bad? FNAF is terrible, and here's why.
Is this a movie or the game, though?
It's Reddit.
Oh.
I don't know. Are we really surprised Five Nights at Freddy's is bad?
The movie?
It's certified rotten. 28% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, but 88 audience.
You don't know that.
I do. It's
You
on
don't.
Peacock.
You don't know that.
Okay, I'm sorry. Guys,
Look at Craig pretending he knows things.
I don't know that. I didn't see it on Peacock.
FNAF allowed AI to write the end of the movie.
No.
No, I'm just joking.
I was like, that makes sense.
Okay, so
Actually,
what's your vibe?
Do I give? No, it's 5. So it's how I felt throughout. And yes, I did feel great at the beginning, but then the end ruined it, which ruined the whole thing. So I can't really give it high points at all for the beginning because they hurt my vibe. 65.
Dang. You threw that bad boy in the garbage, dude. I put 86. Okay. Because 2/3 of it was good and
Yeah, but to me that almost
1/3
makes
was
it worse.
horrible. Yeah. That's true.
And I'm half and half.
Whatever. Okay. Well, I'm gonna guess what I gave this movie
Oh
first.
gosh. Okay.
It's pretty low. My guess is probably 600s. No. High fives? 595
Oh, okay.
is my guess.
I'm gonna guess 572.
I said 595 and you said 572?
Yeah.
Mine was a 628.
Oh. Dang. Oh, that probably means I'm higher than you.
And you said 572?
Yeah. No, it's definitely not.
624.
And what'd you give it?
628.
Oh, okay. Man, our scores have been getting so close.
They really have been. Why do we have the same opinions about everything? I honestly am
Not everything, though.
That's true. I'm very curious to know what would happen if we wrote down all of our scores for everything before we came here.
Yeah, and I keep thinking of doing that, but I talk about it, and then that's when I decide.
It changes as you talk about it.
Yeah.
I totally get that. Interesting.
I wonder, though.
Maybe we should do what we do with the box office and kind of say it at the same time.
Because once you've talked about it, then it's kind of what you're thinking.
Yeah. So Five Nights at Freddy's has been out for just under a week. Right? Came out Thursday?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah,
Of
it's
last
been
week?
under a week. It's currently sitting like 150, I think.
149.3.
Okay. Huge opening.
Huge opening. Biggest opening of Halloween weekend ever.
Yep. 130
Of
million.
anything? Or of a horror movie?
Of a horror movie in October.
Okay.
Oh, or was it the biggest in October?
See, when I saw the headline, it did not say a horror.
No,
It
I think
just
it's the
said
biggest in October. It's not the biggest horror, though. I think that was it.
Monster. I don't know.
But biggest October.
Ties Black Widow for biggest release in theaters and streaming.
I think Blumhouse, it's their biggest opening.
Okay.
So here's the thing. Okay, huge opening. A lot of fans.
Uh-huh.
So is this a big push, everyone goes sees it, and then it dies?
And then it dies. That's my guess.
Or is it there's not really anything else out right now, and people, I mean, audience score is 88. I've heard people that love this movie that like the game. So are they going to tell their friends to go see it?
Tell me if you agree with this.
Okay.
Just because there's nothing out doesn't mean that people are going to see this movie. I feel
No.
like it used to be that way. I just don't think people go to movies quite as much unless it's like something they're stoked about. So I almost think it's going to be like a die, and there's going to be a movie theater lull for a couple months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I mean,
don't know.
what's the Marvels? Isn't that coming out like in a week or so?
Yeah, but are people going to see that movie?
Dude, it has like 50 million projections right now, which is stupid low for Marvel.
That's so low.
Probably
but like
Hunger
there's Killers of the
Games.
Flower Moon.
Hunger Games is probably going to be the next big one.
I wonder about that one too. I want like big releases. Somebody show me.
It's probably Napoleon. That's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Hunger Games,
Man, Marvels is next week?
Yeah, that's what I said.
Craig?
Yeah.
We got to go see
Have
it.
fun going seeing that.
I'll go see it by myself.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I do not want to see that movie.
Yeah.
I'll go see Hunger Games.
Okay.
And
I'm going to go see Napoleon.
Oh, I'm going to go see Napoleon.
I think I'm going to go see it on Thanksgiving.
Really?
I think so. My family's talking about going to see it.
Oh, okay.
So
well, I
we'll
won't
see.
be seeing it on Thanksgiving. I'll be eating delicious turkey steaks.
Sounds delicious.
Oh, they are delicious.
Turkey steaks.
Turkey steaks.
What's that?
Dude.
What is a turkey steak?
It's perfection is what it is.
Oh, wait, I feel like you've talked about that.
Yeah. I don't know all it's in it, so I can't really tell you because my wife makes it and it's amazing.
Also, Waitress, the musical. Do you like musicals?
No.
Oh, okay.
My amount of loving of musicals is The Greatest Showman.
Okay.
That's about it.
And then obviously Aquaman too. So,
yeah, that's going to be number one.
All right, so Craig,
Oof.
what do you got? Oh, wait, hold on. We got to do it at the same time.
I know.
Ooh, I'm going to say something, and I'm worried it's going to be about $9 billion lower than yours.
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to think how it's going to... I just don't know if it's got the legs. Those animatronic legs are not good looking, so it definitely doesn't have the legs. We got a lot of feet pics in this.
Lots.
Big
feet.
Big feet. Big metal feet.
Big metal feet. That's our new website, you guys. Please go to bigmetalfeet.com if you're looking for a little something different from the usual.
That's our highest tier on Patreon is to get big metal feet.
For $940 a month,
Wow.
you can get big metal feet.
$140 a month.
It's worth it. Trust me.
Okay.
Okay, okay. You go first. I will go second. Okay, you count it down and we'll go.
Oh, what's this? I still don't know.
You know. Do it.
Okay. You got yours?
Yep.
Okay.
Now, are you going something million, or are you just going to say the number?
Yeah, just the number in million.
So if you were going to do 900,
if I was going to do like 930, I would just be like 934.
Okay, cool. I'll do that.
Okay. 1 billion.
Mario numbers.
3 trillion. This movie's going to be worth more than Apple. Okay, ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1. 278.
212. 278. Okay. 2. Wow. 278. I mean, that's the math, I guess. But nah. I don't think anybody's ever going to watch this movie again, honestly. Plus, it's on streaming. I'm shocked that.
But that's only
did what
them
it did.
literally barely doubling their opening weekend.
Yeah.
Which happens all the time.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Like, even the creator opened to 30 million and it's at 97.
For the creator.
I know.
It's worth so much more than what it made.
It's worth more than this movie.
How did this movie double what the creator made in 1 week?
Because it has a huge fan base.
So does the creator. It's me.
That had no existing IP at all. It's brand new. That's the problem. You can't make brand new movies anymore.
Paw Patrol? Paw Patrol's at 166 million?
Yes. What's Saw 10 at?
Where is Saw 10?
I don't know.
84 million. Scream 7/6 though is at 168. The Taylor Swift movie made $200 million.
Oh, yeah.
She's ripping people off left and right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she makes me want to throw up.
Oh, yeah.
It's just us making puke noises.
Have you heard that the Deadpool 3 director wants Taylor Swift in the...
Oh, my gosh.
in
Please
Deadpool
kill
3?
her off. That would be amazing.
If that's all it was, I would love that.
They should have her do a cameo where she just gets sliced in half.
Like,
Not that I want her to die in real life. I have to say that or I'll get canceled.
I do. Have you have you seen This Is the End?
No.
So This Is the End, just super quickly, it's a movie that's all of the actors are themselves. So they go and like hang out at Channing Tatum's house or, something like that. Like they're just themselves in the movie. And Rihanna's in there and she's in it for like 2 minutes. And then this crater in the earth opens up and she falls into it and dies.
That's amazing.
That's amazing. That's what should happen to Taylor Swift.
Great. That'd be so fun.
In the movie and not in real life.
It'd be like a Brad Pitt cameo. That's exactly what we need. He like accidentally slices her in half. That'd be great.
Oh, Brad Pitt comes in and just.
Brad Pitt's gonna come in and kill her. But he's already dead.
Shut up, bro. They got time travel. Thanos.
Touche. Well,
you got anything else?
No.
Okay. It was a movie.
Of all the movies I've seen, this was one of them.
If you're listening to this and you heard the scene that I described, just turn it off after that, and you'll love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just don't watch.
And just make up your own ending.
Yeah, make it up.
Just pretend.
Just go listen to Matt Pat's theories on all of it, and there's your ending.
Yuck.
Next week.
Yeah.
Do you still want to do the Babadook?
That's up to you.
Okay.
We also have Zombieland that we can record.
Zombieland, yeah.
We can do either.
Okay. I guess we'll just see what happens.
Okay. Fine by me.
All right.
Well,
it's you.
Folks, this has been Raleigh.
What the heck is Raleigh?
It's a city. North Carolina. You ever heard of it?
No.
Eagleton. Albany. Newport.
Wait, what?
Canada. Tremonton. Idaho. Oregon. Newport. Toby Hanna. I used to live there, Pennsylvania.
Toby, is it in Oklahoma?
No, it's in Pennsylvania. Toby Hanna. It's a township. Iowa. Montana. Ethiopia.
That was the most like just Raleigh.
This has been the Geography Podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I hope it was very topographical for you. And you guys, send prayers.
Send all the prayers.
Send monies. Send respects, because
my children
the rest of this year,
months.
there's not a lot of movies.
No.
I mean, there are a lot of movies, but you know what? Actually, I feel bad now because I talk about how the creators should make so much money, but then I'm thinking like, I'm looking at all these movies that are coming out. And I'm like, I've never heard of them. They probably suck, and I'm not going to see any of them. I've become the very thing I swore to destroy.
You are so bad.
I am bad. Maybe we should go see a random movie that we don't know anything about. That could be fun.
Some of those are the best movies.
Yeah. There's so many movies in theaters right now.
But what is on there that we don't know about?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know.
Everything about Saw. And
No. Nothing you've heard of.
Oh, so the new DreamWorks movie that I literally saw for the
Oh my gosh.
first time.
You saw it?
No,
Oh.
not the octopus creepy weird one. There's a new one that just came out.
What? We're going to go see The Marsh King's Daughter.
No.
It's Daisy Ridley.
Isn't that a no then?
Yeah.
Look up DreamWorks. It's like
No.
underwater
Glisten and the Merry Mission.
something.
Is that it?
No.
Freddie Prinze Jr.?
No.
Dream?
It's the people that made Turbo.
I don't know.
Turbo.
Trolls Band Together.
No.
Something I don't know. Boss Baby?
No.
Yes.
No.
Ruby Gilman.
No. That's the octopus one.
Oh, yeah. It's a Kraken.
Shut up.
You ever seen The Bad Guys?
Yes. No, actually I haven't. I wanted to.
Bad Guys is good.
We never see Puss in Boots.
I don't know. I don't see anything.
Okay. Did you ever finish The Flash?
No.
Okay.
Should I? I guess I should.
You just watched all the
halfway
really
through
bad
the baby
CGI
scene, and I was like,
babies, and you're
I'm
like,
throwing up now. Goodbye. Okay, well.
Don't worry, they only spent $220 million on that movie.
Yuck. Okay. Well, we'll talk to you later.
Okay.